I wanted to start by asking, to what extent are the principles of community building common, and they don't matter the size? There's certain universal principles. And to what extent are they different? Are there factors that you need to consider where, maybe when you're building a larger community, you're doing something a little bit different than what you might be doing if you're building a smaller community?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely a critical point, and I'm glad we're covering it. I would say that maybe 70 to 80% of best practices or principles, whatever you want to call them, I think travel well across types of communities, industries, verticals, audiences, whatever the cases might be. It's really that extra 20 to 30%, I think, that changes somewhat or even drastically, depending on the type of community you're building, who you're building it for, the platform you're on. And I often remind people, and I'm glad you called it out, I do work primarily with like enterprise type companies, although I've worked with everything across the board that you could imagine, that it's important to sort of cite where your advice is coming from and who it's for and where it's applicable. Because oftentimes you'll see folks say, oh, well, I did this, in my nonprofit community or my Slack or Discord channel with, 100 people in it. And then the next sentence is like, and this is the only way to build community. And you have to do the same thing in enterprise where there's 500,000 members in the community. And it just couldn't be further from the truth.
Whoops.